I'm gonna throw this out there. It could also be Alicia from Fear the Walking Dead. It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Walking Dead's third spin-off called World Beyond. They just released a new promo for Season 1 of World Beyond. We're gonna go through it and I'm gonna break it down. Now, none of these shots in the promo are actually from Season 1 itself. They're just promotional for the characters. So none of them are actually scenes from Season 1. And the other thing I did want to mention is this promo has this kind of feel to it that one of the promos for the original show had for Season 5, when we had the survivors running through the woods with smoke in the back. This has the same feel and theme as that. Obviously, this is a little different because the smoke effect that they have, it's not just a gray effect. They actually have different colored smoke in different parts of the promo that come together at the end. So first we have this shot of Iris, who is one of the main characters from World Beyond. If you remember, Hope and Iris are sisters, and this is Iris here. We have another shot from a different angle of Iris. She's in the middle of the woods. And then we have this shot of Hope, Iris' sister, like I said. Then we have this shot of Elton, another one of the key characters from World Beyond. He's one of the 4 kids that we're going to meet in World Beyond, who's going to be part of the main cast. Then we have this shot of Elton from a different angle, and then we have this shot of Silas putting on some headphones. And as he puts on the headphones, that's where the music kind of picks up, and that's where we actually get into the colored smoke theme. So we have the smoke in the background turning into blue smoke. I actually thought this was a pretty clever and cool idea for a promo for this specific show. I don't think a promo like this would have worked for The Walking Dead's original show or even Fear the Walking Dead, but I think it works for this show specifically because most of the main characters are kids. So I think that makes it more fit this kind of theme. And then we have this shot of Silas in the back, Elton, Iris, and Hope. And again, the smoke in the background has now turned into kind of a purplish, pinkish color, which is pretty cool. And then we have this shot of the sisters, Iris and Hope. And then we have this shot of Iris again. And then this image of Hope, and then we have this image of Silas. I'm going through these really quickly because there isn't really too much to talk about. It's just that they're different shots of the characters, and what we're gonna see in a bit is that they are actually climbing some sort of a mountain, and it's gonna lead to the final image in the promo, which is they get to the top of the mountain. Then we have this shot, which is interesting. I don't know if this is on someone's bag or someone's clothing, but it says facilities and then something personal use. If we connect it to the previous shot, this has to belong to Silas. So whatever this is, it belongs to Silas. Then we have this shot of Silas again, and then this image of Elton with a camera. It's a pretty old camera, which kind of makes sense if you look at the timeline of everything. And then we have this image of Elton again with this camera, and then another image of Elton with the camera. And then we have this image of one of the older characters from this group of characters who we're going to see. His name is Felix. Now, we still don't know how he's going to connect to the other characters, but he seems to have a close connection to Huck, another character who we're going to see in a little bit. And then we have this shot of Felix again, and then we have an image of Huck holding a gun. This is the character I was talking about. So it seems like Felix and Huck are going to have some sort of a close relationship. Not sure what their relationship is going to be, but they're going to be very close. And I think that they're going to be together, and then the kids are going to be separate, and then they're going to come together at some point. And then we have this image of Huck as well, and then this image of Iris holding some sort of a spear. And then we have this shot of Elton, Iris, and Hope. And then this image of Iris drawing something on her notepad, and we can see here she's drawing, I think, a walker, but I could be wrong about that. Then we have this shot of Iris and Hope, the sisters again, and then they hold hands, and then we have these quick shots of the different characters. We have Hope, we have Elton, we have Silas, we have Iris, and then we have this shot of the walkers in the back, and then this shot of Felix and Huck, walkers in the background. Now, what's interesting, if you look at what Huck is wearing, the sunglasses, that gave me a lot of Tara vibes. If you remember, there was this episode in season 7, I think, of The Walking Dead. She has this sunglass on with an orange frame, and I think she's eating Twizzlers or something. So this reminded me of Tara, which is pretty cool. Then we have this shot of another walker, again, smoke in the background. We have this shot of Felix, and then someone throws a stick at him and he catches it in the air. And then we have this shot of Huck again. We have this shot of Felix killing some walkers. And then we have this shot of Elizabeth. This is a pretty cool shot. So Elizabeth obviously is the leader of CRM. We still don't know what CRM is, whether it's one community or a network of communities. But what we know for sure at this point is that Elizabeth, who's the character we see here, who's played by Julia Ormond, is the leader of the CRM. And I think she's going to be the glue to the Rick Grimes movies, which is pretty cool. And then we have another shot of her. She looks pretty badass with the gun, not gonna lie. And then we have this shot of her holding the rifle. And then this shot of her with the rifle. If you remember, these are the same type of rifles that the soldiers had in Fear the Walking Dead, in the episode where they were introduced and where we actually got the first reveal about the CRM. And these are the same soldiers that took Rick Grimes in the same helicopter. The same type of helicopter that we see Elizabeth and the CRM soldiers come with in one of the teasers for World Beyond. And then we have this shot of Huck again, and then another shot of Huck, and this shot of Iris and Hope. They're just climbing a mountain, like I said, and we will see later on they're going to reach the top of the mountain, the peak of the mountain. And then we have more shots of the characters climbing, more shots of them climbing, and then this shot of Huck and Felix together, and then the survivors, the kids together, and then they reach the top of the mountain, or whatever you want to call this, and then that's the end. That's where we see The Walking Dead World Beyond, a 2-season limited event, and we have all of the characters. So we have the kids, we have Huck and Felix, and we have, I think, Elizabeth here, and we have a school bus here, which is pretty interesting. And obviously they did reveal a while back that it's going to be a 2-season event, so World Beyond is going to have only 2 seasons. We talked about that in depth previously. This could be a game changer. For one, I doubt that they will have a limited 2-season series without it having some sort of connection to the overall Walking Dead universe. Like, what's the point of building this new environment, these characters, just to end it after 2 seasons with no link whatsoever? Now, they did do this when they did the webisodes, but that was a little different because it was not an entire series and it was just meant to be a medium to tell the backstory of certain characters or certain zombies that we saw in season 1 of the original series. I'm actually intrigued and interested to see what they can do with this, and I'm definitely open to see them experiment and see where it goes and how the universe can expand in this way, as long as they don't pull cheap stunts like they did with Morgan and Dwight's crossover. I'm not going to get into that too much, but what I do want to talk about is this right here. Like I said, I think this character is Elizabeth, but I'm going to throw this out there. It could also be Alicia from Fear the Walking Dead. Now, obviously, this is speculation. I'm just saying something based on what this reminds me of. This reminds me of one of the images of Alicia. I think it was from season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead when she was holding like a rifle, or it was season 3, I'm not sure, but I remember an image of Alicia in this exact same pose. But obviously, based on this promo alone, this makes more sense to be Elizabeth, the leader of CRM. She was even holding like a rifle. I'm gonna throw it out there. It could also be Alicia, which means that there might be a connection to Fear. But with that said, I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this promo in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.